It's even more interesting because maybe you were born to be Iron Man, because Iron Man obviously had that from the comic books.
Loosely prearranged destiny. And what's incredible is how far afield you can go from it and still find your way back.
Yeah. Well, there's been the whole superhero genre thing is so interesting to me because there's so many reboots and there's so many, like, how many fucking Spider-Mans have there been? How many Hulks have there been?
Yep.
There's only one Iron Man, though. You got that.
Thus far. What year is it?
Get the fuck out of here. You're Iron Man, man. It's just like there's certain dudes just own a role. And if anybody else tried to be Iron Man, we'd be like, nah.
Well, interestingly enough, East Coaster, a dad of some renown, very different. My dad was a kind of an underground filmmaker, auteur maverick. I grew up definitely being Bob Downey Sr.'s kid. Spent time on Long Island, which is, I think, where Tony was raised.
Yeah.
But when Stan Lee was really thinking that through, it was the Vietnam era, and he was thinking about the military-industrial complex. He was thinking about, how about if I can throw a little bit of, not politics in here, but karma. And he gets shrapnel by the own thing, and it becomes, So, and then, of course, there was the whole demon in the bottle. I think he was the first superhero who ever, like, had to, almost like hang up his jersey because he was hammered.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, there was obviously, but again, once something goes your way, you can draw all the parallels you want and you can call it destiny. But it was something that I definitely felt drawn to and I definitely fought for. And looking back on it, I go, why was I fighting for that? Because it turned out to be a pretty special thing.
Wow, it's an amazing thing. I mean, you embodied it in a very strange way. I mean, it's inexorable at this point. Which is why I thought it was cool that you're going to do Dr. Dolittle, because I love the fact I'm a fan of your work. You've done a lot of great stuff.
Likewise.
And you doing Dr. Dolittle is like a cool. I want to say you're not taking yourself seriously, but you're taking a
trust
risk.
that I'm not.
But you're taking. I mean, this is a fun kids movie about a guy who talks to animals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great break because, like, if you're Iron Man, like, there's certain people that, for whatever reason, become a role, and that is it. That's what we will accept. You are that guy. And you're not doing that. You're able to, through your talent and through your ability to take chances, you're able to be a bunch of different things as well as be the Iron Man.
Yeah, I mean, don't we? I don't know. If I'm noticing anything now, it's that we need to shift and we need new challenges. And just like MMA and society and politics, things are moving and morphing, and the information age is making things so everything's learning and growing from everything so quickly and improving or disproving or discounting whatever's happening next. But for me, I heard that this was on the table. My missus, who's my creative partner in all things, said Steve Gagin. I was like, I know Steve Gagin, Syriana. Really? What did he do? He wrote, wow, that's a big turn for him.
Yeah.
And then I said, but why do I want to? And I looked out, and we live on a rescue farm. We have alpacas and goats and kuni pigs, and it's just crazy. And I was like, okay, same way I did with Iron Man a little bit. I was like, all right, there's something here. And then before I signed on, I was just Googling, like, weirdest Welsh doctor. I just want to think of, I don't want to just do another English accent. So there's this guy, William Price, who's a nutty Welsh doctor. He was a neo-druidist. He was someone who believed, like, we could communicate with all nature and all that stuff. So I sent a picture of this wild-looking guy wearing, like, a suit with stars on it and, like, a staff in his hand. I sent that to Gagin, and he goes, that looks right to me. I was like, great, let's do this movie.
And literally, that's it.
It's always it. You know what I mean? It's always that thing of you click and you go, here's my sense. What do you think? And then the gal or the guy says, yeah, let's lean into that. And then you go, but do this and that. And, hey, will you give me some of this? And you go, yeah. And all of a sudden you're in a synergy. It's like a good interview, like a good fight, like a good dinner. It just kind of happens.
The gentleman right there. That's a crazy look.
Yeah. To me, I just thought can Doolittle be like that? He goes, does he have to be that way the whole way through? I go, no. When they find him, he's a recluse, and then the animals like clean him up, and then he looks less unhandsome or less weird for the kids for the rest of the movie. But let's find him like that.
This concept of things just sort of falling into place. I'm a big believer in that too.
Yeah.
What is that though? Is that you getting out of your own way? Like what is that?
Isn't that 70% of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say it's 70% maintenance of what can I do to do my part to stay out of the way. And then the other part, I always think of it as like this little super thin invisible thread, but you can feel the tug, and you just you have to be really gentle and